Before I wake up, something else does. It's not a feeling at first, more like a disturbance, a shift, like the faint vibration of someone standing too close, their breath altering the air around your skin. Before my eyes open, before thought forms, before dream dissolves, there's a consciousness that is not mine, stretching inside my ribs. It wakes earlier every day. Some mornings, I'm aware of it immediately. A strange heaviness in my arms, the sensation of having already moved before I've even taken my first breath. Other mornings, I don't notice until later, until I find evidence that something has been happening without me. A mug rinsed and placed to dry. A chair slightly angled toward the door. My phone battery drained from usage I don't remember. And once, a single hair tied neatly around my wrist, like a thread marking a page. The worst part? It feels familiar, comfortably sickening. Like something I used to know long ago, and forgot on purpose. Whatever wakes up before me knows my body intimately, and it's getting bolder. My apartment used to be normal, predictable, a small one-bedroom above an old bakery, warm walls, thin floors, the faint smell of yeast lingering in the hall. A place where the nights were quiet, except for the occasional clang of pans or footsteps overhead. But now, I'm afraid of my own home. Doors I lock are found open. Lights I turn off glow when I return. The carpet holds footprints a little larger than mine. At first, I blame sleepwalking, stress, maybe a subconscious attempt to sabotage myself, because no one wants to believe the alternative, that there's someone else inside your body with you. But then the noises started. Every morning, before my mind catches up to waking, I hear the dull thump of footsteps walking away from my bed. Slow, measured, confident. Like a person finishing what they were doing and leaving the room before I can fully retake control. One morning, I woke up a second too early. I kept my eyes closed, breath steady, body limp, pretending, and I felt it, something pulling away from my spine, something using my lungs, something exiting me like a second skin peeling off. A shadow crossed my eyelids, blocking the faint morning light. Then I heard the whisper of air as it walked, out of my room using feet that were not touching the floor. When I opened my eyes, the room was empty, but the indentation at the foot of my bed was still warm. I started tracking time. I set alarms for random hours. I placed my phone under my pillow. I drank triple-shot coffee to stay awake. But no matter what I did, I would fall asleep eventually. And whenever I fell asleep, he woke up. The first real evidence came on a Thursday. I found my laptop open, a document on the screen titled, "It's easier when you aren't here." It contained nothing but a single line. 3 hours, 17 minutes. Progress made. No explanation, no timestamp, no clue what progress meant. That afternoon, I noticed dirt under my fingernails. Not ordinary dirt. Dark, clay-like soil. Thick, damp, cold. The kind found in deep woods or behind old buildings. Except I hadn't left the apartment in 2 days. I showered 3 times, but the smell of earth clung to me. Heavy, metallic. Like something buried being disturbed. I think he wanted me to notice. The mirror became unsafe next. It happened one morning like any other. Shower running, steam rising, my reflection blurry. I wiped the glass with my hand, and the reflection didn't wipe at the same time. My hand moved. Its hand waited, then copied, with a delay. But not a mistake, a choice. Its eyes were slightly wider than mine. Its lips parted like it was tasting the air. And its expression, God. It looked awake in a way I never am in the morning. Then it mouthed something. No sound, just the shape of a sentence. You shouldn't wake before me. I stumbled out of the bathroom, knocking over a bottle. The crash echoed through the apartment in a way that felt wrong, like the walls recoiled. When I dared to look again, the reflection was normal. But I felt watched for the rest of the day by something standing just behind the glass. I needed proof. If not for anyone else, then for myself. I bought 2 cameras, cheap ones with motion sensors, and set them up facing the bed. I angled them downward so I wouldn't wake them if I opened my eyes early. The first night, nothing. The second, nothing. The third, at 2:43 a.m., the recording activated. My body lay stiff on the bed, chest unmoving, eyes closed. Then, my right hand twitched, my left leg shifted, and in one swift motion, unnatural, too smooth, I sat up. Not groggy, not clumsy, not human. My head turned toward the camera, slowly, purposefully. The eyelids lifted, and I smiled. But it wasn't my smile. It tilted its head a fraction too far to the right, like inspecting something unimportant but interesting. Then it spoke, voice low, rasped from disuse, nothing like mine. Not yet. It climbed out of bed and walked out of frame. For 20 whole minutes, the camera recorded nothing but the empty doorway. Then, at 3:04 a.m., the camera shut off. When I woke up, the cameras had been moved. One placed in a drawer, the other turned toward the wall. He didn't want witnesses anymore. The mirror became unsafe next. It happened one morning like any other. Shower running, steam rising, my reflection blurry. I wiped the glass with my hand, and the reflection didn't wipe at the same time. My hand moved, its hand waited, then copied, with a delay, but not a mistake, a choice. Its eyes were slightly wider than mine. Its lips parted like it was tasting the air, and its expression, God. It looked awake in a way I never am in the morning. Then it mouthed something. No sound, just the shape of a sentence. You shouldn't wake before me. I stumbled out of the bathroom, knocking over a bottle. The crash echoed through the apartment in a way that felt wrong, like the walls recoiled. When I dared to look again, the reflection was normal, but I felt watched for the rest of the day by something standing just behind the glass. After the footage, things spiraled. I began waking up in strange places, on the couch with the TV on static, in the hallway with my keys clenched in my fist, outside my apartment building at dawn, barefoot, freezing, staring at the woods behind the dumpsters. Once, I woke up already walking, halfway down the street, my legs moving without my permission. I threw myself forward, hitting the ground, forcing myself awake. My knees bled for days. But the worst was the morning I woke to the smell of smoke. I found a match burnt to ash on my counter, a small pile of charred papers in my sink, and my hands trembling, reflexively, automatically, as if they remembered the flame even though I didn't. In the trash, buried under coffee grounds and eggshells, I found a receipt. It had my signature, 3:17 a.m., for a shovel. It happened last night, the first true communication. I woke unable to move, paralyzed but aware. My breath shallow, my mind trapped in my body like a passenger in a locked car. Someone, me but not me, sat on the edge of the bed. I felt the mattress dip, felt the warmth, felt the presence. A voice whispered near my ear, my voice but wrong, echoing, breathy, dark. You woke up too soon. I tried to scream, my lips didn't respond. He placed a hand over my eyes, my hand, but it didn't feel like skin. It felt like something inside me had surfaced. You won't remember everything, he whispered, but you'll remember enough. Darkness closed over me. When I opened my eyes, I was standing in the woods at dawn. A shovel leaned against a tree. Dirt clung to the hem of my shirt, and the ground behind the tree was freshly disturbed. I didn't look at what he buried. I didn't want to know. Today feels heavy, like a presence pacing behind my heartbeat. He's close now, too close. My left hand trembles independently as I write this. My reflection laughs when I'm not. My eyelids flicker like someone else is testing them. He's waking up earlier and earlier. Soon, he won't let me wake up at all. And when that day comes, he will take my body fully, wearing it like clothing without wrinkles, walking out into the world as if he was always meant to use it. If you see someone who looks like me in the next few days, be careful. Ask him something simple. Ask him, "What time did you wake up today?" If he answers too quickly, or smiles before speaking, turn around. He's not me.